Welcome back to Jeff Koinange live from the heart of Eastleigh on the corner of General Waroinga Street and First Avenue. And the show, yes, is going on. Keep your tweets coming at Koinange Jeff, hashtag JKL. We'll talk about the crackdown now in its 20th day. And right now joining me is a 29-year-old blogger who's a resident of Eastleigh, who's experienced all the police intimidation and harassment, if you will, and he's talked about it on several of major international networks. His name is Ahmed Kader. He is a blogger. His blogs is kadersview.blogspot.com, and he's also a youth activist right here in Eastleigh. Kader.
Thank you, Jeff.
You tweeted me today. I told you come down. You're here. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, first of all, for...
What's it like here on a normal basis? Look, we're here just for a few minutes, literally a few minutes. You live here. You're a resident. What's it like?
First of all, Jeff, to be honest, I won't take from my personal experience with the crackdown, because I have experienced it personally. The first night of the operation, I think it was 2nd of April this month, the police came to my house at the mid of the night. I was awakened by a bang, and I had to open the door. First, my lights were off, so I put on and I checked through the window pane. And then I saw police uniform, so I realized I'm safe. First, I thought it was, I've never expected such kind of reaction. So I opened the door, I introduced myself, and then I showed them my ID, and they went. So first of all, I want to tell that I know there are a lot of harassment. I know there are a lot of intimidations. I know there are a lot of corruptions going on, but we cooperate, and we're the biggest casualties as the youth of Eastleigh. So I want to send this message that, first of all, if we cooperate well with the police, I'm sure we expect them to also cooperate. But there are instances whereby the police are not cooperating. There are instances whereby the police are taking money, and that's endangering our security.
Yeah, but at the same time, you all, some of you,
yes,
are not cooperating. The police are doing their job. Yes, there are certain rogue elements.
Yes.
But some of you are not cooperating. What happens then?
Now, for us to cooperate, I think there must be a mutual trust between the community and the police. And the police has to cultivate that culture of trust within the community for them to communicate well. As you have been hearing, the guys who left here, the Eastleigh North County Assembly and the Eastleigh businessman have just said there's no single police, in the entire Eastleigh.
No post, no station,
yeah, no station, nothing. So when the guy comes, he even doesn't know Eastleigh. I'm sorry to say that, but the reality is, and it's unfortunate because if you have a police post, we are dealing with guys we know. We are dealing with guys we can pass the information to. So if there are no such things, I don't think it's that easy to trust each other.
Listen to this comment from my friend Patrick Mirori. He says the Eastleigh community is very close-knit and should be able to provide intelligence to the security apparatus on the whereabouts of the terrorists, correct? Patrick worked in Somalia for many years and nothing gets past the mosques and the religious people in the community. Nothing gets past them.
Okay, before I answer that, I want to, there's a general perception that Somalis are the terrorists, which we have to denounce completely. We are not the terrorists. I am a victim of terror. My member of parliament is a victim of terror. And in the entire north, where we mostly live, we are victims of terror. So when we say the Somalis don't pass the information, it's like someone is saying we are hosting the terrorists, which is very unfortunate. We are not hosting any terrorists, and we do pass informations, we do share, and as I said, we need to cultivate the culture of sharing. But Jeff, to be honest with you, how do you expect a police officer? I think that culture of corruption is what's bringing a lot of problems, because you cannot separate the criminals from the guys who are innocent, because if the innocent and the criminal both give out money, how do you expect to know who is a criminal and who is not?
Right. Okay. And that's a good point, but those are just rogue elements. It's not the majority.
Yes.
Look at these folks here.
Yes.
They're standing guard all night long while you all are sleeping.
Yes.
And they'll come back tomorrow night,
yes,
and they're standing guard.
Yes.
They're watching over you all.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So you should cooperate at least. And when if there's a bad apple in that bunch,
yes,
you don't blame the whole. You don't throw out the whole bunch.
Jeff, I want to congratulate the police for doing their work, for giving us, a safe environment to live, and we are not blaming the entire police force. Like you said, there are rogue elements within us. There are also rogue elements within the police force, and we really appreciate. As I told you, I cooperated with the police when they came to my place, and we sorted it out. But the reality is, the biggest impediment, the biggest obstacle to the war on terror, not here only, the borders, the porous borders. How do these guys get here? Okay, how? You need to ask yourself,
sure.
How do they get into?
Yeah.
Like the car that was detained in Mombasa, that was carrying explosive. How did it come all the way from the border to not even Nairobi to Mombasa? How did it make to?
Yeah.
We have a lot of roadblocks.
Maybe the bombs were being made locally, and the car just happened to come across.
Okay, but we were told that it came all the way from the north to Mombasa, and we were told that even international agencies, security agencies, were monitoring.
Sure.
That's what we were told.
It's true. We know we have porous borders.
Yes.
It's true. We know we have immigration officials who are corrupt.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that we lie back and.
Now, the way I think to work with the security officers should have youth. They should have youths within Eastleigh or anywhere where there's a problem who can work with them.
Are you willing to do that?
I am more than willing to work with the police, and I want to send a message to the Inspector General that we, the youth of Eastleigh, are willing to work with him and the entire force to pass informations because you send a thief to catch a thief. Simply put, yeah. You send, if we are, let's say we are the thieves that we are meant to be. So if that is the case, then send us to catch the thieves.
So you send a terrorist to catch a terrorist?
No. I'm not saying that, because I'm not saying that we were made. It's a fact. It's an open fact that we are the terrorists. You don't have to deny that. Everybody knows that. So that's the common knowledge out there that we are the terrorists. Otherwise, because when the police say we're not targeting Somalis, why are we not doing any other search in other places? Why only in Eastleigh and South Sea? Because actions speak louder than words. But there's no problem. We have no problem with being searched. But I want to tell this: going to houses does not help. But if there are a lot of patrols on the streets, like now, like you were told that car was coming toward this, I'm not sure we were told that, but they had to stop it and take it to the police, and unfortunately it exploded there. We see their victims, and the victims are the suspect. So we have to start from there. I want to tell the police, thank you very much for working with us. We are willing to work with you. Please, let's come together. Let's work together. I've also seen instances whereby you show your ID, and then the police officer put the ID in his pocket. The first thing, he puts the ID in his pocket, and then he tells you, okay, talk now. So how do you expect now to cooperate? I'm not saying all of them, but that's the reality. It is there. It is there.
Do you feel unsafe when you're out there, Ahmed? Do you feel unsafe?
First of all, me, I believe that I'm protected by Allah. Yeah? But that doesn't mean that I should go and run to any where there are bombs or whatever. But to be honest, of late, I am not feeling safe. Yeah, I'm very insecure. And on that, we really, before I used to come home late, sometimes go out, especially Friday. I am a social guy, I go out, hang with my friends outside Eastleigh, come in the evening. Nowadays, I can't come after 10. For two reasons. One, I fear whatever that's going to happen. Two, I also fear the police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In your blog, and you've been blogging about this a lot, I saw.
Yes.
What kind of reaction are you getting? Is there a lot of hate in the blogosphere?
Yes.
Anti-Somali sentiments?
Too much. And then yesterday I wrote on Facebook. I use too much Twitter, but I also want to talk on Facebook. That's where I also use. I made, now I'm going to show you offline if you are really willing to see that. And I said that, please, people were saying after these Somali things, the Somalis also were hitting back, saying Kikuis won't take back our businesses, blah, blah, all those kind of nonsense. Mm-hmm. I told them on please, on Facebook, stop stereotyping against another community, because what we're also suffering. As someone who is digital, I use my position to calm down this hatred. But I get a lot of tweets back and a lot of Facebook comments, even on Twitter. Like when I shared a picture that was trending on Twitter about the Kasarani, the so-called Kasarani concentration camp, if I may use that.
Sure.
Yeah. And then someone said, another tweet said, hope they could have put a bomb inside there. I didn't respond to that tweet. I didn't respond. So there are some tweets I don't respond to. But if I respond to, I normally give a positive kind of advice. And then someone also misquoted me. A man I respect in his article on the Sunday Standard said that what I didn't say. On Twitter, if you remember the Likoni attack, when it happened, one of the local dailies, I don't want to mention, wrote that it was kind of whatever rivalry within the church, a local daily. Then the man I respect a lot, I don't want to mention his name here, and we were having exchange, we were chatting on Twitter, and I told him this is what's happening, this is happening, this is happening. Unfortunately, he took that out of context, and I told him the Star said this and this and this. He took out of context to mention me in his Sunday article. I am one guy who's calm and cool on social media. We advise people, please stop this hatred. Let's work with the police. And I want to send this message that we, the youth of Eastleigh North particularly, because this is where the terror and everything is happening, we are willing to work with the police. Yeah. And I am really looking forward. We can form groups to pass information. Are
you telling your fellow youth that?
Yes.
Are you telling them, because there are a lot of angry young men and women out there
yes.
who will do anything,
yes.
who will join Al-Shabaab,
yes.
who will, join a cause,
yes.
just to counter what's happening in their homes.
I'm sending this message to the Muslim youth. I'm not saying Somali or anyone. To the Muslim youth, first of all, please calm down. This operation is for our own safety. That's when it's facts. It's for our own safety. But in any security operation, there are challenges. There are a lot of abuses all over the world. But what I want to say is that terror cannot be responded with the terror, if I may use that.
Sure.
Yeah. Yes. And to finish this, when the Boston Marathon blast happened last year, we just celebrated the first, not celebrated, commemorated yes. the first anniversary, where one of our athletes was the winner.
Yes.
And I really congratulate her.
Chepto.
Yes, Chepto.
Yes.
When that blast happened, no single civilian was arrested. The 2 suspects were arrested within hours. We want that kind of, when you do that, you also win our hearts.
Sure.
Yeah.
This brings me to Mrash Dido. He says, the begging question remains, what has the mass arresting of Somalis yielded?
Yes.
Invest in proper intelligence rather than harassing people.
I agree.
Intel we were talking about.
Yes, I agree with that tweet. First of all, we were told that more than 5,000 people were arrested. And I want to challenge the security agencies. Is there anyone who has been involved in terror in that whoever was arrested? One. Two, I ask the same question. I can't answer that question. That question is for the security guys. What has it yielded? What has it yielded? Two, and I was following your conversation with the guys who are sitting here. People are being taken back to the camps. The camps are within Kenya. What stops them coming back? Yeah? What stops them? Three, and again, this morning, while I was coming from my house, going to work, I saw someone saying, we want to leave, the guys want to leave the country, but they can't leave. Because again, they are stopped on the way and they are told, hey, you don't have documents or all those kind of stuff. And then they are told, give us something or, we take you to Kasarani. Kasarani has become a threat. Let me tell you something. Kasarani has become an intimidation term, whereby you're told, we either take you to Kasarani or you sort yourself out.
So you think it's making your community angrier now?
Too much angry, because again, the people are saying, why should we cooperate? If the police can't tell between me and Al-Shabaab, why should we? It's really painful, and I understand their pain.
Sure.
Yeah.
CD Taka is saying, I support the blogger. How do you expect me to offer info to police if they perceive me as a terrorist already?
Yes. Unfortunately, I was even called a terrorist on Twitter by guys and mostly I avoid such kind of.
I was about to ask you, what do you do when they push that envelope, when they push you?
Yes, to that wall.
Yes.
What I normally do is I take the conversation to a notch higher than the expectation, because they expect me to react with anger, hatred, those kind of stuff. I tell them soft words. I tell them we are one. This is our country. Yes, I'm Somali, yes, but I've never known any other country. So where do you want me to go? So I calm them. Some of them now say, hey man, maybe this guy is making sense. We need now to talk better. So that's what I normally do on Twitter, on Facebook. Yeah. And I want to tell the tweets and the Facebookers, please avoid the hatred. It doesn't help. You can tweet from the comfort of your coach and say that Somalis are terrorists or say that the Kikuyus won't take Somali businesses. But what are you? How is that helping? You know, how is that helping? You are getting more fire. How does it contribute? So please, let's send tweets of peace. Let's tweet even to the police inspector general when we have issues. Let's tweet information that are helpful to the security agencies.
Yeah.
Again, I want to there's a time, the first week of the crackdown, I had the opportunity to send tweets to Mheshimiwa Franklin Bet. Now Mheshimiwa Franklin Bet, he was mentioning also the police handle whenever he was replying, so that maybe he wanted me also to engage the police.
Right.
Yeah. So Mheshimiwa Franklin Bet and other guys joined the conversation. We really had a nice, healthy conversation. But I won't take the police more than saying that we are not targeting anyone, we are not targeting a particular community, or we are not, Jeff, this is reality. I think the police take too much than what they do.
Okay, let me ask you this, Ahmed.
Yes.
You're the youth. You're 29 years old. You're what everybody, you're 3/4 of this country's population.
Yes.
You all.
Yes.
What advice do you give? What advice do you tell our leaders out there,
yes,
if they're watching you right now, about what's happening to your neighborhood, about what's happening to your people?
First of all, I campaign personally for His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and William Ruto. The guys at State House, some of them know me. Nadine Situmi know me personally. Yes, a fellow blogger knows me personally. Because I didn't meet him the other day. I met him when we were bringing I believe, Kusema na Kutenda.
Okay.
So I want to tell His Excellency and the leadership of this country that we, the youth of this country, are willing to work with His Excellency, the leadership, and the entire security agencies. Let them give us the space. I don't think we have the space to work with them. Yeah. The space, I mean, we should be given. And His Excellency is doing well. First of all, he's tackling poverty among the youth by giving special recognition that 30%. I am a beneficiary. I don't have to deny that. Yes, once you get the certificate, you go out and it's not, and it is better than, I mean, it is more than people think. And again, the youth are the problems themselves. They normally say, and lazima nitoe kitu kidogo mpaka nipate ama nijue mtu. Yeah. But he has even tried to go and even get the certificate and all this stuff.
But it's you youth,
yes,
who are mostly joining Al-Shabaab. It's you all. It's not, people like us. We're too old for that. It's
true.
You all.
It's true.
What assurances will you give them?
It's true that it's the youth who are joining Al-Shabaab, because the word Al-Shabaab is an Arabic term. It itself means youth. Yeah, I understand a bit Arabic. So I won't tell the youth, what do you gain? Because once you join there, you never come back alive. Yeah, we were told that was what happened. What just happened was a suicide bomb, and someone says he's going to go to heaven. I don't talk all that, but that's rubbish. Yeah. So please, your life is sanctity. You protect yourself, invest in yourself, go get education, dream big, dream better than violence. Yeah, Kenya is for all of us, the youth, and and this is an honest opinion. The youth have better opportunities and advantages more than ever than this administration. And I really support this administration, and they have given a space to the youth, but we want better than that, and more than that.
And you don't mind this crackdown going on?
As long as it's done within the law, as long as it has a meaningful gain. What I mean, like we just said, what has the crackdown yielded? So as long as the crackdown is within the law, as long as it has, objective, because objective, I mean that, of course, to those who are doing it has an objective, but I mean that we are doing the 20th day and we just have an explosion. So how is that? We must have an impact. What we are doing must have solution, or they must show that when you sit for an exam and you get 49%, you didn't pass. But when you do an exam and you get 55% and above, you have passed. We want them to get 50 and above. I don't think they have 50 and above. Yes.
Ahmed Kader.
Yes.
Good luck.
Yes.
And keep preaching peace, especially in the blogosphere.
I will.
All right.
I will. And I am happy to follow you.
Thank you.
Twitter. I've been following since you were in Liberia, CNN days, and all those kind of stuff.
Thank you, my brother.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Yes. We are proud of you.
And you, man. Keep it up.
Yes.
Ahmed Kader, we are on live. We are live. Do you mind? Jeez. We are live in downtown Eastleigh. Someone was about to walk on the set. Oh my. But as Ahmed Kader rightfully said, Kenya belongs to all of us. No matter which community we're from, it belongs to all of us. That's why we must stop the hate, especially in the blogosphere. And preach peace. And the police here, working day and night, night and day, to keep this community safe. Tomorrow night on Jeff Koinange Live, same time, we're going to try and get to Kasarani, what do you call it, concentration camp.
You continue.
That's what we hear. Guantanamo
That's
Bay.
what we normally hear, yeah.
We'll be live in Kasarani. So IG David Kimai, if you want to come and feel safe there, you are welcome. Otherwise, my guests will include Mwalimu Abdu Badida, and yes, the human rights activist Alamin Kimathi. It's going to be smoky any way you look at it. Thanks so much for joining us. Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff. What's your hashtag?
At Ahmed Qadar1.
At Ahmed Qadar1.
Yes.
The hashtag is JKL. Thanks so much for being with us live on General Warringah Street and First Avenue in downtown Eastleigh. Keep watching. Keep talking. That's what I keep saying. Because the minute we stop talking, you know it's the minute we start fighting. Thanks so much for joining us. Only on Kenya's television network, KTN. Thanks, good night, and good luck.